So he does the wind, and then what happens? Oh no, wait a minute, I just caught it. And I was not expecting this type of kind of intricacy when I first saw this game. Hello YouTube and welcome back to Castle of Random. It's your boy, Random. And welcome back to another Avatar related video. It seems like they're just pumping up one every few days at this point. And probably if they keep up with this, I'll probably pause for a little bit so I can have a compilation of multiple of them, because this kind of makes sense to go one and then roughly a week passes and then another one and then another one and etc etc. It's kind of a little bit of annoying. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's still annoying. I am complaining a little bit then. So anyway, for today we have Aang's moveset revealed in Avatar the Fighting Game. So let's check it out, man. We saw what the buttons will be, we saw the variations, if you will, or the support characters, however you want to call them. So let's see what Avatar Aang's moveset is looking like in Avatar Legends. So without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we? At least this one is a longer one and it's 2 minutes, but you know, first we watch it, then we analyze it, etc etc. Okay, overheads. Okay, that's a little bit off the bat. Wait a minute. Okay, so I guess that's a launcher, although it looks like a sweep into the follow-up, bounce. Okay, that's definitely a move that he did so he can go down faster. Yep, right that. Okay, and then you have the combos. Okay, Aang. So of course, light, medium, heavy flow, EX attack, ooh, okay, now this is interesting. So we have EX attacks. I didn't know in the last video if we would have them, but we have them. Okay, so we have A plus B, B plus C, or A plus C. So there's 3 different versions, probably. So there's 3 different EXs, or it's just whichever of those buttons fits your fancy. I'm not sure, but I think that's probably 3 different EX attacks. Okay. Okay, we have the ball. Okay, the follow-up. EX, okay. Down, backwards. Quarter circle back. Okay, quarter circle C. Okay, of course, different strengths. Okay, that's probably a parry-like, or maybe while airborne. Okay, the drill. Okay, and ooh, okay, I'm liking this. There's different variations to it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, this is interesting because it changes the move entirely. Not just the strength of the move actually, but how it... The only thing I don't like, there's no visual for the EX, so you can't really gauge whether it's a EX attack or something. At least from what I'm looking. You have the flow stance, okay. Okay, this is the neutral dodges, I guess, that we saw in the previous trailers. Okay, we have this, which is kind of like a dodge. Dodge and you can move, sure. Wait, that's an attack? Okay, okay. Man, there's so much moves. Jeez. Jump after this, after jump, after what, after what. Okay, we're gonna have to watch it segment by segment, okay? Because this game just became very difficult to play, even though it's 4 buttons. Okay, we have the forward. Okay, look at this. Bro, the combo, what the okay, let's take it from the top. So we have quarter circle forward, which is like I guess a dash, whatever you want to call it. And then if you do another B afterwards, it kind of dispels the air ball. And you kind of get a jump, which you can follow up with, I guess, with a simple move, probably. Then you have the EX version, which is just him having a very fast ball, I guess, and with the follow-up attack. I'm just gonna say off the bat before we continue, Aang looks like a super heavy mix-up character. I mean, kind of probably gonna go off a limb and say most of them are gonna be very mix-up heavy due to the nature of how the game kind of looks like given this moveset. And I was not expecting this type of kind of intricacy when I first saw this game. Even though it has 4 buttons, it feels way more complicated than 2x KO. You know what I mean? somehow 2x KO feels a bit, I don't know. You have the easy combos. At the end of the day, you need like 2 buttons at the most, and you're doing optimal damages most of the time. But I digress. We're here now. Quarter circle backwards is a bamboo slam, or the staff slam, whatever you want to call it, staff slam. Then you have with the bigger build up and has more range with the medium attack, and with the C it just has the bounce back properties, so you can wall bounce. I like how some moves give you just different strengths, and some moves give you completely different outcome on what the moves is. But so far, pretty simple controls, nothing too crazy. I was right on the money. It is like King of Fighters and DNF Duel something. Then you have the EX version, which I need to check that in slower motion, man. My eyes can't keep up with this shit, man, okay? She goes with kick, and he has like the flow state activated already, which gives him invulnerability, I guess. And he does the spinning kick thingaroony, and then he follows it up. Okay, we understand it. So he does have invincible frames, which I guess is pretty normal. So it's nice if somebody's trying to rush you in to catch them lacking, like probably in every single game. But also, like in every single game, probably it can be baited out as well. Yep. Okay, and the follow-up is just a knockdown, nothing crazy. Then you have, while airborne, you have the drill, which is again the same movement as the forward airball. You see, now in this case, it gives you totally different movesets. If you down quarter circle down is a direct drill downwards. Quarter circle B, you have like a little bit of a hang time and then goes into a kind of overhead looking attack. And then quarter circle C gives you a little bit more hang time and then goes in for the slam. Basically the quarter circle backwards. So a little bit of a call back to the previous ability, but see, same thing, 3 different movesets. Now, this gives you a lot of gimmicky and schmixability in this game. So I like this. I like this. And then the X version just has like a little bit of a dash, invincible kind of short jump that goes into the attack, and then it kind of leaves you up for being comboed into, which it's a combo starter, to say the least. And it's pretty much fair to say that this is this. But actually, very cool looking move, not gonna lie. Now, I do like to see how this is, I guess, the invincible frame. So this is the visibility I was looking for, that the EX is actually being shown. It is a very bleak, kind of very short spur of the moment for you to catch it. Like, it's very, very fast moving. It's not like in other games, like being super on the nose to visual. You see, he does that little short jump, invincible frames, and then does a follow-up attack, basically a launcher, and then you can combo off of it with a massive damage. So it's fair. The flow stance is kind of like the C and D button in KOF, just dodges. Now, I'm not sure if you need to press them every time you're dodging, or is this a case of you just hold it and it does it on its own. I'm pretty much sure that this is like a click type of ability. So it's similar to parries. So, actually, I don't mind. Nice little... And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of buttons that you can customize alongside the 4 buttons for this type of situation, just so you don't mix up your hand. Now I'm even more excited to play this game once it comes out, man. This might just gain quite a lot of traction because Marvel Tokon is still good, don't get me wrong, but Aang is pretty much also very well known. Same as Marvel Rivals, so it's gonna be a very difficult battle. And then you have the others like Invincible and... man, we're spoiled in 2026. The year for fighting games is upon us. Anyway, back to this. Now, did he do that on its own? Or... because it seems like he does that on its own. You just click. So, do you choose... okay, let's go. Do you choose what the character does? Or is it based on what they do? And when you dodge, what you get? Which might be the case. Maybe because it was a special attack, it does a special attack dodge, maybe? So it just might be like a automated counterattack, probably. If you do parry ability of the opponent. Just spitballing here, though. Just spitballing. But still cool. And then this, you know, it's... I guess this is also gimmicky. Kind of you're not really gonna use this in battle, mostly. Probably just for dodging fireballs, if you'd say. And maybe just for some mix-up if you can. Because this is all fine, but Once you incorporate this, now this is gonna be low blows with like a sweep, and then you have this breakdancing type of ability, which is kind of like a launcher. So you can kind of catch them also lacking with this as well, because there is quite a lot of shit to do. So you can go for the low, you can go for the, and then you can go for the gust of wind that gives you an overhead. So again, very much mixability. I like this, man. He does like the little bit of an air jump into, into the kind of overheady attack. And now this is the most intricate shit I've seen. So if you do after jump, flow state and backwards, you get to do the glider, but it's with a short distance. If you do neutral, it just glides like any other normal kind of glider, I guess. If you do forward after jump, it does like more of a parabolic dive ability, kind of like a dive kick type of trajectory. So if it's backwards, it's very short, like very spiky, 80 degrees angle, and in this case it's like more of a 45 if you do forward. And you can even switch between them, as you can see. So you can do so much baiting with this, man. So you can bait out so many DPS attacks or preemptive button clicks with this, because look, he goes for the backwards one, which is a pretty much dive, switches at the pinnacle into neutral, and then once it's kind of like halfway, goes back into a forward one. So you can pretty much travel the whole map in like 2 seconds. And then you have, if you go from after jump downwards, this is, we saw in the beginning, this is just a kind of like a bison stomp, just so you can get more damage, probably, if you do a air combo. Fair enough. And then you have back and flow state, gives you like this backwards floating ability. Is this like doing damage as well as going backwards? That's a question. So many questions. And if you do forward, it does kind of like a parkour type of move, I guess. And then you can do an attack. Okay, if you do a light attack, it's just a forward attack. So this is nice for whiff punishing, maybe closing distance after like a bigger recovery frame type of a move. But don't get me wrong, I am talking too much about, you know, the abilities and what they look like. They nailed the style, the fluidity. All of it feels so good. It feels really, really good. The visual, they nailed how this literally feels like how it's so I don't know what to say, man. I'm at loss for words. Seriously, like they did such a well job with the moveset. Like it fits the character so well. Of course, they have to do it in this manner, but it just feels so nice. And they incorporated the staff. It's not just you know, gimmicky blowing this, blowing that. So I'm so up for it. But anyway, if we go with the follow-up with the B version, he has like this air ball, which again, they all hit the same. There's no high or low. And then with the C, you have like this big spear attack, so I guess which has faster. Again, this is in a sense of, the A is like a normal type of, the move comes out like at the normal speed. This has a little bit of a delay to it, because of the spinning action, so you might catch somebody pressing some button or maybe waiting or thinking something's gonna happen, so you can catch them with this. And this is if somebody tries to do immediately to respond, then you can quickly shut them down, because this like has the fastest frame rate of it all, it seems. And then if you do quarter circle backwards, or maybe this is half circle backwards. I'm never too sure with these types. Maybe it's a half circle backwards. Flow state, you have the in place, which I don't know what it does. I guess this is just the spinning in place. Does it do any power-ups? If is that the case? I don't think so. I don't understand what this is. So he does the wind, and then what happens? Oh, no, wait a minute, I just caught it. Oh, he impacts the environment when he does that. You see a wind appears. So once he do this, there's generated wind in the background of the game that afflicts and affects the character's jumps. My hat's well done. Now this is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like, it's phenomenal. I've never seen anything like this in a fighting game. This is so unique. And I can't wait to see what this is gonna be looking like for the other elements. Or if they'll even have one. Holy moly, bro. They even thought of that. That's so fucking cool. Wow. Okay. Anyways, so if the wind blows forwards and backwards depending on the direction. And then you have the nasty combos to end the... Ooh, the combo trials are gonna be sweaty with this one. Holy bro, I'm so glad I'm watching this right now. I'm so glad. Summer 2026. Oh, the summer is such a long way, but bro, take all the time you need. I'm sure there's gonna be a beta for us to play. I can't wait to play it. So yeah, that's gonna be the end for this video. I yapped on for too much. Bro, I am excited more than ever for this game. So much good shit are happening. So many. From the characters to the ability, the background effect. Brother, I have not seen that being done in a game since ever. Or I don't even know if there's a game that ever done that. At least for the 2D, maybe in 3D, I'm not sure. But for 2D, I don't think there's a game that has that type of a mechanic. To be fair, I was looking for a unique mechanic besides the one that they kind of took from DNF and KOF. And they delivered on both runs, so I can't really yap now. I'm kind of like forced now to buy the game because they actually deserve this. So yeah, that's gonna be the end for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed recording it. Now, let me know in the comments below, are you excited for this game? Seriously. Now, what do you think? Is this gonna be like what Nen Impact could have been? Man, I'm shitting on that game so much. Anyway, now I'm more so of a believer that this can be a huge game. I can see it as being more so focused towards the sweatier people that are more accustomed to fighting games and heavy executions, but I don't think it's gonna be unapproachable for maybe newer audience that are maybe not so familiar with fighting games and they just want to have a good time. I think it will blend both of them because in 2XKO it's too easy, man. I'm playing fighting games for a long time. It just doesn't feel rewarding, man. It feels, I don't know, it's boring after a while. The characters are cool and everything, but it feels boring at this point. But anyway, make sure to like the video if you enjoy it and subscribe to the channel because it doesn't cost you anything. It helps me out and helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And plus you'll be informed for all upcoming videos on my channel, so you wouldn't want to miss that at the end of the day, wouldn't you? So yeah, make sure to do that. And click the bell if you feel like it. If not, it's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna bother you with that. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, till next time, I guess.